Yo, what's good YouTube, man? It's Gary with Another Fan TV, man. Back after the video, like the content, this video, go and smash that like button, like the content, this channel, always subscribe, man. Look, so the Ravens just finished off playing that first preseason game of the season last night. They lose to the Eagles 16-13. We're going to talk about, just some overall thoughts about the game. I'm going to give 3 standout performers from the game. So I'm going to start off with the standout performance, then I'll give my thoughts on the actual game itself, all right? So standout performer number 1, I think it's only one place to start, and that's with Nate Wiggins, okay? Nate Wiggins played like a first-round pick, potential superstar corner. When it came to being in lockdown coverage, that's what Nate Wiggins did last night. We're talking about first drive of the game, 3 pass breakups. Well, 1 hit him in the back. I guess that doesn't really count as a pass breakup, I guess, but 3 plays where he's right in there getting the ball out, right? Okay. Then another drive. They complete the first pass of the game on him, but he's 1 step away from another pass breakup. Then later on in the second quarter, on the sideline, attacking the ball aggressively, hitting the ball and hitting the receiver out of bounds, right? Another pass breakup. So Nate Wiggins did pretty much everything you wanted him to do in his preseason debut, right? Now, and the biggest issue has always been with Nate Wiggins, well, I guess always been, he just started, but the biggest concern has been is his weight, right? Now, Nate Wiggins was playing the second half of the game, which many Ravens fans, including myself, highly disagree with, especially with how strong of a showing he had in the first half. He should have came out second half, but nevertheless, he played to start the third quarter. He came up on a little swing route to the running back, laid a good hit, hurt his shoulder in the process, right? That's the concern, right? He is a thinner frame. Can his body take the punishment of the NFL? Because the tackle looked fine, right? The tackle was fine. He got the guy to the ground, no issue. But can his body sustain the impacts, right? But in terms of being in coverage, Nate Wiggins showed everything you wanted to see from your first round pick. Everything you want to see from a cornerback in today's NFL in a pass happy league where, quarterbacks are going to throw the ball 35, 37 times a game. You need guys out there where they're going to make plays on football, right? Kenny Pickett tried Nate Wiggins early and often, and it did not go well for him, okay? So for Nate Wiggins, it's only game 1, but let me see how many pass touchdowns they have him down for. They only had him down here for 3 pass deflections, but I saw at least 4 out there. But anyway, for Nate Wiggins, the biggest thing I would say is, hopefully the shoulder injury is something minor, and he's out for the rest of the preseason. Then we get him back week 1 of regular season, right? But anyway, what I would say for Nate Wiggins is, can he turn those pass deflections into interceptions, right? Particularly the one where he's running step for step with wide receiver down the field. First drive of the game, the ball hits him in the back, right? You are faster than 98% of the wide receivers in the league, right? Get your head around, catch the pick, right? That's an interception all day long, right? But very, very small thing. First game ever, so very, very proud of Nate Wiggins, all right? Now, second guy I want to mention is Trenton Simpson, right? 11 tackles, 5 solos, kind of just flying around all over the field, right? So if we're talking about a guy that's going to replace Patrick Queen, you already see the play style similarities, right? They used them to blitz. They used them sideline to sideline, right? There was one play, I think it was like a 3rd and 2, 2nd and 2, right? Trenton Simpson's lined up on the edge. He lines up on the edge and he dives down and stops the running back short. The Eagles do their tush push on 4th and inches, get the conversion, but it is what it is on that. But the fact is that he's versatile, he's fast, he's explosive, and he looks like he knows where he's going, right? Not much confusion in his step. Now, get Roquan Smith next to him, the sky's the limit for what Trenton Simpson can be for the Ravens, right? So, very, very happy with his performance. Very glad that, I think the Ravens are going to be just fine in that second linebacker spot, right? Wish Patrick Queen the best, whatever. But Trenton Simpson is going to play a very, very pivotal role in this defense. I think he's going to play he plays his role very, very well as well. So I'm happy with his performance last night, all right? And then on a very, very not good night on offense, right? I wanted to pick out somebody who stood out to me. And originally I was gonna go with Dayton Wade, but I think I'm gonna go with On Wright instead. So the running back On Wright, I believe this might be his second year with the Ravens. I believe he was on the team last year as well, but he had 7 carries, 33 yards, 4.7 yards a carry. And I believe he caught 1 pass out the backfield. So, yeah, he caught 1 pass, 17 yards. All right, so we're talking about for On right, we're talking about 8 touches of the football for 50 yards, right? On a night where the Ravens didn't get really anything going offensively. The Ravens' third running back slot is, well, I'm going to say third, but I mean, I guess it is the third because Keaton is still on IR for right now, the pup list. I should say not IR, he's on the pup list for right now. So the Ravens' third running back slot is up for grabs, right? You know, you're going to have Derrick Henry, you're going to have Justice Hill, at least until Keaton comes back, who can be that guy filling in that third spot and on right, put on the best performance, right? Rasheen Ali did some very, very frustrating things last night. He got stuck multiple times on the goal line where the touchdown was there for him, but he cut back too many times. On right got north and south, and he finished runs. He caught a pass out the back from Josh Johnson, I believe, on the first drive of the game, right? So those three guys right there are my stand-up performance from the Ravens game last night. So Nate Wiggins, great potential as a first-round pick. Trenton Simpson looking like the Ravens have found their replacement at linebacker, which we all thought would happen. Very happy with his performance. And on right stood out from a very, very uninspiring offensive performance, right? So now let's talk about my thoughts on the game overall, right? Um, the Ravens' backup quarterback situation is not good, right? Now, I talked about Josh Johnson early on in the training camp process and said that there's really no backup quarterback that when Marcus went down that would make me feel good about the Ravens season, Tyler Huntley included, and I still feel the same way, right? But Josh Johnson just doesn't look capable, right? You know, he's 38 years old. He's going against guys that aren't going to be in the NFL, right? You know, the Eagles weren't playing a lot of their guys, right? He's going against guys that aren't going to be in the NFL, and he struggled to make throws, right? He should have thrown a pick on, it was like the first, second drive of the game when he threw a little slant route to Malik Cunningham, threw it behind him. Malik Cunningham had to get on the ground. In the third quarter, no, not third quarter, second quarter, because he didn't play second half, but in the second quarter, Sean Ryan has to make an incredible diving catch for a ball because Josh Johnson underthrew it by 3-4 yards. You know what I mean? Now Sean Ryan, that play gets overturned because the ball ends up hitting the ground. But if it's a good throw, that's an easy catch, right? Now good on Sean Ryan for having the effort and still going for the football. But Josh Johnson has to play better than that, right? And Devin Leary looked like a rookie, right? He looked like a rookie in his first ever game. I'm not really going to be too hard on Devin Leary because the Ravens are trying to develop him to be the backup quarterback next year, not really for this year, right? So I'm not really gonna be too hard on Devin Leary, but Josh Johnson is not good. Okay, so now like I said, I still hold the same thing. There's not really too many backup quarterbacks in the NFL where if Lamar Jackson was to go down, knock on wood, right, that I would feel good about them not replacing because there will be no replacement, but being an adequate starter, right? There really is no guy like that for me, right? But the Ravens backup quarterback situation, I'm saying once again, is still not good, right? I wasn't impressed with either guy, more so Josh Johnson. Okay. Now as far as the O line goes, right? The O line I thought was pretty solid last night. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, Roger Rosengarten and McCary, that's kind of the main battle to watch. They were rotating possessions at offensive line, and both guys played well, right? But my thing has always been is that if it's close, if it's even, give it to the younger guy. I like McCary's value as a swing tackle for the Ravens or swing offensive lineman, say, for the Ravens, right? So if it's close, give it to Rosengarten. Let him go out there, let him play. And Ben Cleveland at center, no snaps over the head, no miscommunications. That operation was clean. So Ben Cleveland played really well at center. So just from the first watch, right? So I'm happy about that. All right. Defensively, right? And then we'll get out of here, okay? The Ravens D-line did not play well last night, in my opinion, all right? Especially in the run game. There was absolutely zero push in the run game, okay? Now listen, you're going down there with a lot of backups, things like that, but guys like Broderick Jones Broderick Washington still played out there, right? And I did not see any push from this Ravens defensive line. Tavius Robinson, who the Ravens are going to depend on to play snaps this year, right, on the edge, okay? Malik Harrison's out there, okay? The Eagles ran the ball pretty easily, all right? Let me look at the Eagles stats right here. Hold on. So, you got one guy, 9 carries, 39 yards. Another guy, 6 carries, 34 yards. So we're talking about 4.3, 5.7 yards a carry. Kenneth Gainwell got 4 carries for 23 yards, 5.8 yards a carry, right? So the Eagles ran the ball pretty much how they wanted, right? They ended the game with 146 rushing yards compared to the Ravens' 82. Okay. I'm gonna say they ran the ball up and down the field because they only scored 16 points, so not like it was a barrage of points on the Ravens. But still, this Ravens run defense to me, like zero push, not enough energy out there. That was the worst part about it. The linebackers and the secondary played pretty well, right? Jalen Armour-Davis made some plays out there. We talked about Nate Wiggins already. Okay, so I liked what the secondary did out there. I like what the linebackers out there. Even you talk about our guy Ross, that linebacker, guy who we thought was going to play last year, maybe potentially, right? Even him, the snaps, right? The defensive line has to play better, right? And I guess there is one guy on defensive line that's unknown that I will shout out. And that's Joe Evans, number 48. Kind of hard to miss out there. He's a shorter defensive end, no gloves. You know what I mean? So he's like kind of like a throwback kind of player. But I like this effort and energy off the edge. Had a couple of good pass rush snaps. Was disruptive a little bit in the run game, right? Which is more than you can say for most of the guys out there. Okay, so Joe Evans, I thought he had a solid game. All right, but overall, this Ravens offense and defensive performance as a team was a little bit lacking, especially on offense, right? But it is the preseason; they got time to get that right. Obviously, the guys that are going to be important for the Ravens in the regular season largely did not play, right? So, we're not going to do sweeping judgments about it, but, we'll see how they bounce back next week, okay? But that's my thoughts on the game. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comments, man. I'll reply to all comments, man. But it's Gabriel, just on Fan TV. I'm out.